Hi, my name is Jackie Nielsen, and I'm the Global Medical Lead for Multiple Myeloma at GSK. We're very excited and humbled today to be speaking with Annamarie, who is a caregiver for her husband JP, who has multiple myeloma.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here with you. I'm Annamarie, proud mom of 4 kids.
So Annamarie, can you give us a little bit of background on what it was like the first time you heard that your husband got diagnosed with multiple myeloma?
It was April 21st of 2014, a day I'll never forget. I was in my driveway when my cell phone rang and he called me to tell me I had never heard of multiple myeloma. We ended up going to 4 different hospitals. Some were multiple myeloma doctors, some were hematologists, oncologists, to really get a better picture of what we were dealing with, because multiple myeloma, as many of you know, is a very complicated illness. It presents itself in many different ways. If you talk to 10 patients, they all, 10 of them can present very differently.
How has this process impacted your life, and how have you drawn on your own strength and resiliency to get through this process?
The very beginning, you feel very helpless. You just, you're thrown into this whole new world of unknowns. My husband was 48, I was 43, and we had 4 teenage children at the time. And it was a really difficult time because, we had this busy life, sports and college and high school, and my husband ran a business, and I remember thinking, we don't have time for this. This is not part of our journey. We were sitting at the kitchen table and he fell apart, and he just said, "Why me?" And he kind of stood up straight and he said, "You know what? We're gonna fight and we're gonna get through this as a family."
So maybe you can tell us a little bit about how you're able to live, full lives and have the ability to do all the activities that you feel like you want to do while your husband is living with multiple myeloma.
I remember being in 2016, I met a friend whose mother had multiple myeloma, and she had told me about the Moving Mountains for multiple myeloma. It was a program through the MMRF where they climb mountains to raise money and awareness for multiple myeloma. She said, "You and JP should think about doing a trek." So I thought, oh, this is wonderful. It gave us a goal, and it took away the negative for us. It just made us focus on, doing something proactive. And I think for JP, it was, like I said, it was a goal for him. It motivated him to walk and, just try to push through whatever he could do, through the treatments. Everspace Camp was the first of our Moving Mountains treks, and from the day we arrived there, it's a team of patients, caregivers, multiple myeloma doctors, and everyone has a direct connection to multiple myeloma. And I just felt that with every step we took up that mountain, that we weren't doing this alone. We were a team, a family, a community.
Incredible story. I will just say I've never climbed a mountain or done half of the things that you just mentioned. So it's really inspiring to hear how full you've kind of made this journey and been able to marry it with the ability to fundraise on behalf of other patients and caregivers as well. In your work as an advocate, I assume that you've come across maybe patients that haven't had it quite so easy. So are there specific things that you've learned as a patient advocate through the years that could be helpful to help those patients that maybe didn't have an easy time?
I've been a mentor for the MMRF now for a while, but with patients, I try to be a listener. I try to give them support. I always tell them to have, a friend or family member who can lean on them. They can lean on, I should say, so that they have a resource as far as someone that they can, they can talk to.
At GSK, improving education for patients, caregivers, and providers is at the heart of what we do. And while strides have been made, we know there's more we can do. Thank you for joining us today. Your story was very moving. I learned a lot. I am in awe of your journey, and I hope we can use your journey to help educate others and make their journeys a little bit easier.
Thank you.